Hey there, Wade the Grandstreeter, and we're going to do a short little clip on hitching the trailer. Some people have asked me some questions about what kind of hitch we use and stuff like that, so I'm going to try to answer those questions today. Okay, so it's definitely fall here, and we're going to take the trailer over to Campers Inn, get it winterized. I'm going to show you what we have to do to hitch it up. So first thing I got to do is get out my supplies, things that I need. You know, there's the screw gun. Oh, fell down. Okay, got to get out my Recurve weight distribution bars, and that's what we use. We use an Easy Lift Recurve hitch, and it works really well, I'd say. There we go. Get those laid out on either side. I also need my persuader. Okay. Oh. Just scared a bunch of pigeons that were roosting on the tree across the street. And I get out my yellow foul cloth. So first thing I need to do when I start to hitch up is I need to make sure I'm disconnected from everything. You don't want to drive off. So yeah, see, I still have my power connected, so I got to make sure that's disconnected. So an important thing to note is don't just like yank that out of the trailer or yank it out of the wall. Go inside, turn off any power switches. Okay, so we're switched off, and this just unscrews. Yep, twist it slightly. See that? Twist slightly, and then pull that out like that. Yep, pulling power from the wall. Yep, and then I just wrap this in here and put the cable away. Number two, next thing I need to do is I need to take off the X-Chock. The X-Chock really is here as a stabilizer. It does prevent the wheels from rolling, but the main chock are the two black ones, but this also helps to keep the trailer from jostling around and shaking, you know. And so as you lower and raise the front jack, this piece right in here will bend and shift as the trailer moves up and down, and I want that to happen. I don't want it to jam, so this X-Chock has to come off. And we're going to get the hitching area ready. This is our 7-pin connector. This allows the lights and the brakes on the trailer to work, and provides a little bit of power to the battery from the truck. So that comes off there, and we take the chains out. Now, a lot of trailers have chains here and here. My trailer, the chains are connected just to one piece right here. So here's the thing. If you have chains that connect from side to side, you should cross these chains, you know, when you hook them up. That way, if something happens and the ball comes down, this will come down on the chains rather than just hitting on the road. Unfortunately, my trailer doesn't have that. It just has the one connection here, so I can't really cross them. We're going to unlock the receiver here. Take that off. I put this lock on there so that nobody can just kind of hook up and try to steal the trailer. Okay, now it's time to get out the hitch. What we use is an Easy Lift Recurve. It's a Recurve hitch made by Easy Lift. I like to put gloves on because it is pretty dirty and heavy and can pinch your fingers. So we have our cotter pin, and then this comes out. So in preparation, I just set those right there, and the hitch receiver is going to be right there. And then on either side are where you hook your chains. As you can see, it's the Easy Lift here. Gives the information. If you want to freeze that frame, then you can see the information about the hitch right there. But it has your ball jack. These are where your weight distribution arms go. Okay, on the other side here, this little hexagonal area is the anti-sway brake. And what happens is, as you see, there's kind of a clamp in here. And when you tighten this down, it clamps down on that joint and prevents it from swaying back and forth. You can still turn, and it'll make some noise when you do make turns and stuff. But it's better than those bar anti-sway things, I think, at least in my opinion. It's worked very well. We've run it for 4 years, and I'm very pleased with it. Now we just set it in the receiver, and there's a hole right here. You need to line up that hole. And in goes your pin, and the cotter pin. There you go, to keep that locked in there. Okay, that there is probably the weakest piece of your link. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the installation of this, but because there are videos out there that give a much better description than I ever could. But this whole piece here can adjust up and down based upon these screws where you insert it, and you want to do measurements of your truck to try to get it as level as you can. Now comes probably the most important part of the whole hitching process. It's time to grease the balls. You want to make sure your ball is greased. You don't want metal on metal. Now, as you look right there, that's a nice shiny ball. I cleaned it up really nice so it wouldn't get grease all over the back of my truck. I used WD-40 and a rag to clean that up, and then polish it off with a little bit of paper towel. But before we hitch up, I want to make sure this is good and greased, because I don't want the metal rubbing on metal. Next thing I need to do is bring in my stabilizers. So one of the hardest things about this is making sure that your ball and your hitch line up. Yeah, with more practice, it gets better. When you start out, it's a little difficult, and some days it's really hard, particularly when it's raining and you can't see real well. But I always do a couple of things. First off, I lower this down a fair amount, and then I put this yellow foul cloth, as I call it, right in front of the receiver. That way it's easier to see from the truck camera. That's the truck camera right there. We're going to back up and line up the hitch ball with the receiver. If I don't do that, then I get an alarm every time I get close to the trailer. I'm going to put it in reverse, and as you can see, I now have a view of where the backup trailer is. And as you look at it, you can see the ball is slightly off center from where the hitch is. See, there's the hitch. I put the foul flag on there. Makes it really easy, so I know I need to adjust the trajectory of the trailer. Now I've aligned it, and I've checked to see where it's at that way, and I checked to see where it's at this way. Yeah, looks like it'll definitely go in. I can remove this, and I want to look through here to see where the ball comes in. So I'm going to lower this down now, bring it down. Yeah, I can see a little sliver of light between the two there, so I think I'm good. Okay, so you can see the ball is hitting this just slightly, but it's in there enough that if I relax the brake, it should just pop forward. And there we go. As you can see, down in here, the ball has moved forward just enough so it's actually making contact here. And then you need to retract a little bit, and then that pops down and is locked. You want to make sure that this piece is locked right in there. Okay, holding that ball. And then, for good measure, you put a pin here. I just use my lock, and it's in there. It's nice and solid. Next thing I have to do is I have to bring it back up The reason I have to bring it back up is so that I can get the weight distribution bars attached. So that bar goes right in here like that, and then swings over right to here. You want to raise the trailer just so this bar sits right about there, okay? And we do the other side too. There we go. Then we get our persuader, put it in the outside hole, and that just lifts it right in there like that, and then give it a nudge. Oh, I bumped the camera. Sorry about that, folks. And it's nice and snug, and we pin it. And the pin goes on the inside hole. So I want to make a note here that when you reverse this process to unhitch, if you can't get these out using the persuader, it means you're down too low. You need to raise the tongue jack a little more, okay? So if they're too tight, you need to come up. Okay, we're almost done. Next thing you need to do is hook up your chains. And of course, these go on either side of the hitch right there. And then I hook up my emergency brake. So this little piece here is the emergency brake. The idea is that this stretchy wire comes over here, connects to your truck, okay, and locks right in there. And should you pull apart for any reason, which is not likely to happen because you have a connection here, you have a connection here, you have a connection here, but for should any reason any of those fail, this will pull right out of here, and this will activate the brakes on the trailer and stop it. And really, I guess you should never pull the pin to activate. This is designed for emergency use only. And then the next step is to connect your 7-pin plug. And that just flips right in here. You see those pins in there? This just plugs right in here like that. And then this cap, there's a little tab right here. This cap drops down and locks that into place. Now we get to raise the tongue jack and take the weight. Okay, then I kind of take this cable, just kind of tuck it in there like that. And you don't want to go all the way to the dead stops on this because there are plastic gears. You don't want to strip a gear. So bring it right up to where that grease line is, and then you're good. Only 2 more steps to hitching up here. The next one, and second to last, is pulling the chocks. Now, believe it or not, there have been times I have forgotten, pull the chocks. Okay, that's better. Pull the chocks. Yep. Oh, those came out nice and easy. And one final step, the last thing I do before I leave the driveway is I do a walk around to make sure I've caught everything that I need to catch. And that includes pulling out mirrors. Yep, do that. Do the check my bars. Yeah, check my chains, make sure those are in there. Check my locks and hitch. Oh, and you have to adjust your sway too. We just turn this, you can see how that area moves in there like that. Okay, so we're gonna tighten that clamp down, get it tight, and then we're gonna stick this in one final time so I can get some leverage. And we're gonna give it anywhere from 1/4 to a 1/2 turn. There we go, and that's nice and snug and should prevent any type of sway. Check the doors closed. Yep, and locked. Make sure the trailer's shut and locked. The door to the trailer, make sure all my openings or covers are down. Oh, see there's a patches down. Make sure the chocks are out. Make sure the stabilizers are up. Cap is on. No, chocks are gone. Cabinet's closed. Yep. Pin is in there snugly. Pins are in on this side. Everything's up. Make sure that the gas is off. which I know it is because I never used the gas. Yeah, and that should be it. Oh, one more mirror. And that's it. So once again, this is the Easy Lift Recurve 3. Yeah, it's a really nice hitch. We love it. That's it. We're ready to go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for including us in your lives and bringing us into your homes. If you haven't subscribed, I'd ask that you consider doing that. Just click that little subscribe button down there. It should be glowing. Every time I say subscribe, it should light up, and all you have to do is click on that and you're subscribed to our channel. Also, if you consider hitting the like button, that shows the YouTube algorithm that you like this content, and it may suggest it to other people. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, and thank you for 700 subscribers, actually 705 now. That's a milestone for us. Thank you. We're touched. So until next time, we will see you on the streets.